What is up, farming family? How y'all doing today? Today, we're checking out the HUDEF Mage Pro. This is thermoformed, foamed edge. It's not unibody. It is classified as a hybrid to them, but when you put it up against the Viva Pro 2 and other elongated paddles, they're the exact same length. So it is technically an elongated paddle. It does not play like one in terms of swing weight or twist weight. I'm going to get to that a little bit later. I have a code for this company. It's 15% off. If you just type farmer when you get to the checkout, it'll give you the 15% off you need. I will get a kickback from that. This paddle also has dual compression thermoforming technology, which is the hot and cold mold process that they basically use to make the paddle. Most of the paddles, like these other Gen 2 paddles, use the hot molded process to do the thermoforming. They did the cold and hot process. I'm not really sure exactly how that's going to impact the paddle, but the paddle does have a different amount of poppiness to it compared to others. Let's start with the pop first. In terms of poppiness, when it comes to the Gen 2 raw carbon fiber paddles, I will definitely say that this is one of the more poppy ones, and you will have to get used to it, but it will benefit you a lot when it comes to hand battles and stuff like that. So the first game or two, I was like, whoa, this has way more pop than I expected. But then once I honed it in, it definitely helped hit the hand battles like a lot. But then when it comes to the power, I feel like the paddle does lack power or penetrative power when it comes to hitting the ball deep into the box when it comes to serves and stuff. So I feel like maybe if you slap some lead tape, along the sides of it, it might help with the penetration and the driving power since the swing weight is crazy low on this, which I'll get into that later, so stay tuned for that. But just know if you're wanting something with more power, you'll need to add lead to this. In terms of control, it does have some poppiness to it, but it is not poppy like the Gearbox Pro or the Black A's or the 11mm Proton paddles. It's poppy within reason, which means if you get the paddle and you play a couple games with it, you're going to be able to control it after you hone it in. Now, I'm not saying bounce between different paddles because that might make it a little more difficult for you. But if this is the only paddle you're going to go to, you are going to be able to control this very, very quickly. It will only take a couple of games and you will be able to master the pop for hand battles while still having good control with your drops and your dinks. In terms of spin, this thing gets crazy phenomenal spin. We've played with it indoors. We've played with it outdoors. I've played with a decent amount of these paddles in both areas. And when it comes to paddles, if a paddle has more power than, like, let's say the HUDEF Viva Pro 2 has more power than the regular Viva Pro indoors, it's going to have equally as more power outdoors as it did indoors. Like the Viva Pro is not going to jump up in power outdoors over the Viva 2 just because you're playing in different areas with different balls. The plow through and everything is still going to be the same from indoors and outdoors. You're just going to be playing a little bit slower when you're inside. But when it comes to this paddle, in both places, the spin was crazy. I was playing against my brother and his partner, and I hit basically a slice that was way out, and it curved and hit right on the line, surprising literally everybody. I tried to find it in the footage, and it's really frustrating that I couldn't find it. But yeah, you're going to get crazy good spin with this paddle, that's for sure. The weight of mine was 8.1 ounces. But as you all know, I really don't care too much about the overall static weight of the paddle. I like to talk more about the swing weight, and this is the crazy positive about this paddle. Now, if I remember correctly, the stats they sent me on theirs was 116. I tested mine, and mine was 112. So with 112 swing weight, you can put lead along the sides to increase plow through, and you're going to have a crazy good all-around paddle with a little bit of extra pop. So the swing weight is what really drew me to this paddle, and it made me want to play with it a lot. Just because most paddles that are, 16.5 inches long are generally, pretty head heavy and have a decent high swing weight, but not this paddle. The twist weight on mine was 6.04. Now, the one that they tested had a 6.53 or something like that in terms of twist weight, but it also was heavier and had a higher swing weight. So the higher you go up in the swing weight when it comes to these paddles, obviously the twist weight is going to go up too. So with my lower twist weight compared to theirs, all you would have to do is just apply some lead tape to the edges and it would get up to around what theirs is, and with the swing weight and twist weight. So I just happened to get a lighter version, which when it came to the Gearbox Pro Fusion that I had, or the Power Pro Fusion, I could tell a massive difference in terms of the sweet spot and the twist weight when I got my 7.5 ounce and my 8 ounce one. I don't know if there's going to be a crazy difference in the one they tested and the one I tested, but the one I tested played really good, even though it just had a 6.0 twist weight. Just add some lead tape and you were good to go.
What's up, y'all? And these are my thoughts on the Mage Pro. So overall, after playing with the paddle, I really did enjoy it. It has really great pop and not so great plow through, but it's not that bad either. The control on this paddle did feel pretty good at the kitchen. Like, I had very little problems at all controlling my dinks or hitting third shot drops. So overall, I do think for the price of this paddle, you should definitely take a look at it.
When it comes to value for your money, this is a $100 paddle. Yeah, $100. And then my 15%, discount on top of that makes this a crazy cheap paddle for you to buy. Like, it'd be hard at this point for me to not recommend this. This and the Prism Flash are literally two paddles that I could literally recommend to anyone on a budget, anyone wanting a good paddle to take the tournaments, or just one to play, if you're going to play in rec. Like, this could be used by anybody, especially for the price. So yeah, value for money, I would definitely say it's worth it. But yeah, this has been it. I hope you enjoyed this. Drink plenty of water. Stay safe. I hope to see you, watching my next video, even though I can't see you watching. I don't know why I said that. That was stupid. Peace, y'all.